I'm Jane Pauley. If you're thinking about your future, look to your past. Catherine Zimmerman returned to her roots. This is her life calling.
You want to explain? Which way did you choose?
Catherine Zimmerman was a trailblazer. 35 years ago, she was one of TV's first female news photographers.
When I went down for the interview and the guy wanted to know how I could carry this big, heavy camera around, I assured him a girl from the farm could do anything.
Anything but retire.
I think it's just one interview and then we're wrapped.
Oh, good.
I didn't have any money in the bank, and I was going to probably work for the rest of my life.
You had a career that was maybe not sustainable.
That went through my mind. I got to carry around this big camera. So I thought, I better find something else that I can do for the next 30 years.
It was natural she'd think about gardening. She grew up on a farm outside Dayton. We set up our cameras and lights in the barn she played in as a child. Why did you know you had to go back to school?
I just didn't think I could go out and offer my services to design somebody's landscape by just saying, hey, I like doing this. I really felt like I needed to have some expertise, as I did with filmmaking.
So she enrolled in a graduate program in horticulture and landscape design at the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
Nights and weekends, it took me 3 years. I didn't have really the luxury of just stopping. You got kids, you got to earn your paycheck. But each class was like 100 plants to know. The first test I took after 30 years of not having a test, I was shaken, you know. I got an A.
Finally, she was designing landscapes when she looked around at her own yard. You call yourself a reckless gardener. How were you a reckless gardener?
I was reckless because I wasn't considering anything except for what I wanted. I wanted a big green lawn. I did whatever it took. I put down fertilizer, pesticide, without any, clue of what I was actually doing to the soil. I wasn't making it healthy. I was just making it green for me. I was the queen of the lawn.
She looked for fireflies, but they were gone.
And I made the connection that that was me. I did that. I killed the fireflies because I put down pesticides, and it changed the direction I was taking with my landscape career.
Today, Catherine Zimmerman is not a gardener. She's a sustainable landscaper, a meadow maker. Meadow is one of the prettiest words.
A lot is going on in a meadow. There's a lot of action underground. It gets all the nutrients it needs with a great root system and gets the water from deep down. Whereas a lawn has a root system that's like maybe 4 inches deep. You gotta always water it, do something to it to support it. The meadow gives us back more than just the beauty of the meadow. It gives us the insects, the birds, the bees. Cool things that I kind of remembered from when I was on the farm.
Last year, she photographed prairies and meadows all over the United States. Suddenly, Catherine realized she had a book. It's called Urban and Suburban Meadows.
It's been a big learning experience. This is a tough year because I self-published the book. And that meant a lot of money up front, $20-some thousand.
Add the distribution and marketing costs. You're a risk taker.
I tend to be the kind of person that kind of jumps into things.
What keeps you up at night?
I wonder, how am I going to make the mortgage?
What if you lose the house?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that lately, but it's just a house. And maybe it's time to downsize.
So Catherine Zimmerman's reinvention is a work in progress. At 57, she's leading a double life: freelance filmmaker and professional meadow maker.
And then a fresh meadow comes up every year.
They say gardeners are people who believe in the future. Tell me what you see when you see your future.
It's not scary to me. I think it's because I draw something from somewhere, maybe from the past. A strength, maybe from the soil.